So everyone has been urging me to talk about this and what's my opinions about this, even though if you follow my channel just for a month, you would probably guess where I would stand. And what are we talking about? This Ciara, Russell Wilson, Slim Thug issue, which, to be honest, it's not an issue. It's absolutely not an issue because this is obvious. And to be blunt, the only reason why I'm doing this video is for clicks. This is one of those videos in which everybody is doing and is acting so intense as if debating this will actually, I don't know, change the view of a particular kind of women, which in reality it won't. And I'm not here to change the views of a certain kind of women, but I am here, one, for the clicks. And two, for the awareness, just in case somebody watches this video and gets some sort of knowledge from this. But as far as what Slim Thug said, Slim Thug, who I'm sure is probably, will be a homeboy of Future, and 50 Cent, and Amari Stoudemire, and a couple of the other guys that Ciara has been through in the past, he basically stated that with a track record that Ciara has, would she genuinely be happy with a person like Russell Wilson? And a lot of people categorize Russell Wilson as this educated, you-know-what, classic man, thinking black man, basically because how he conducts himself, his religious beliefs, as well as just him having a triple-digit IQ. Let's just be honest. He's a triple-digit IQ athlete. A triple-digit IQ black athlete, which it's not rare in the NFL or NBA, but as far as the spotlight is concerned, we all know how American society works, and the people that they focus on the most are those who have double digits. Are those mediocre Negroes who talking about, man, I know I had the uncles and the cousins and the older brother and the neighborhood simp who tried to get with my mom and futility, try to ride me to all these football practices, and then they'll be the ones at the game every single time. But I gotta give this win to my mama. My mama, she was the one who raised me. Even though she was a black fiend mama, she's a black queen mama. Yeah, those Negroes, those are the ones who get all the notoriety. But a person like Russell Wilson, only because he's a quarterback, let's be honest, that's the main reason why we know his name. As far as Slim Thug is concerned, the premise on where he's coming from is correct. The question of what he's asking is correct in general. However, Slim Thug's wrong. I have to say this, Slim Thug is wrong. I'm tempted to say that the Pookies and Ray Rays have it right this time, but no, Slim Thug is wrong. As far as Ciara is concerned, she is absolutely happy with Russell Wilson. And the main reason why is because she got away with virtually murder. She got the bailout package. Whenever she was falling down and when her looks were starting to fade, yeah, even though some people say, oh, she's still banging though. Yeah. But having the kid by Future, I mean, that knocks you down by several points. But when that incident occurred and when she was falling 1,000 feet per second to the ground, she opened the parachute. And guess what the parachute shot up? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was the bailout plan that Ciara got after and was successful. And now a lot of people want to say, well, Ciara was his crush when he was young and blah, 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 blah. And, we all have celebrity crushes. Doesn't mean we want to necessarily marry them and have their kids. No. Now, if Ciara and Russell were dating, okay, I get that. They're dating, they're fooling around. If Russell Wilson was doing the same thing as, say, a 50 Cent or an Amari Stoudemire was doing, all right, cool. I'll let it pass. I can overlook it. Have your turn renting the car, but when it's all done, I mean, you return to the shop. And even if Ciara didn't have the kid, if those two had gotten together and had their own family, I can somewhat understand. Only because, let's be frank. Yes, we can talk about how Ciara was ran through in the music and entertainment industry, but don't lie to me and say Russell Wilson didn't have his fair share of women when he was at Wisconsin. I mean, let's be honest to this. You got a couple of guys who are talking as if Russell Wilson was this virgin who basically was an educated lame and was looked down upon and was clowned at by every single woman in the universe. Now, true, that may have been the case when it came to the Scraggle Daggle, Scraggle Daggle who got into Wisconsin through affirmative action and got her masses. But when it comes to the non-Scraggle Daggle female, including the non-Scraggle Daggle black females who are from the Caribbean and Africa, Russell Wilson had his fair share. I would bet. And this Christian thing that he's doing, I will bet you that a lot of it, well, a bit of it, is an act, so that he can become more marketable and so that he can have a lot more deals compared to the mediocre Negro who can't read a freaking sentence and is horrible with subject-verb agreement. I mean, you don't want Nook Jones, who's the linebacker of whatever team, to be your sponsor. I mean, Nook Jones, who's going to be like, hey, y'all, this is Nook Jones, and I got a new product for y'all. Y'all gotta try it out, man. You know what I mean? It's nutritious and delicious. You heard? I mean, this is gonna change your life, dog, man. You know, I had this last night before I went to the script club, and I was making it rain on those hoes at the script club, man. So ain't nothing wrong going to the script club, and giving back. I gaze back to my community. You know what I mean? I gaze back to Shaniqua and Didi and Quantreviance and Quanisha. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, your baby mama was at the club last night, and I had to make it rain because you ain't pulling shit in those live streams, man. you ain't pulling shit, dog, man. I've been seeing Ken Thomas roast the shit out of you, man. You ain't pulling shit, my nigga. Man, what happened, man? You hit me up and talking about, man, you ain't gonna make. You weren't gonna even make the practice squad. Now I'm here. I'm a first string nigga. I'm a first string nigga on my team, and I got this sponsorship, dog. So get at me, man. But yeah, this product, man, you try it. Yeah, y'all's gonna love it. Your kid's gonna love it, and your wife's gonna love it like she loved it that night. As well as Quanisha. Holler at me, girl. You know you want this dick again. That's what you're going to get when it comes to these mediocre Negroes pushing your product. Versus a Russell Wilson who has this image of being a clean-cut, straight-laced, educated man, which for the most part I do believe he is, going with someone who's a bit more loose than Ciara, which... Hey, look, I'm not the guy who is going to point at every chick who has had more partners than me and call her a slut. This is not what this channel is about. And I'm not going to even knock on her too much for that. I mean, you're in the entertainment business. You know what you're going to get into. It's just that those guys that you get with, to sleep with, in order to get to the top, they have to be at least halfway decent looking. Otherwise, they're susceptible to the hashtag #MeToo movement. But that's a whole nother thing for the whole nother day. Slim Doug's wrong. Slim Doug is wrong. The Pookies and Ray Rays are wrong once again. She is happy. She's happy that she was able to play the Alpha Fucks Beta Bucks game that a lot of women in this country play. Especially those in the community, especially the Scraggle Daggles. So, yeah, Slim Doug is wrong in this. And let's be honest, he was slit talking Russell Wilson. You got a guy who basically spits a couple of bars and basically mumbles half the time, talking trash about a dude who is taking more hits and tackling than he has taken hits with the bong? What is this all about? And yeah, I hear some people saying, well, Russell Wilson, he ain't an educated lame. He plays in the NFL. Now, what they're saying is technically right, but the people who are saying it are coming from a disingenuous standpoint, and that these are the same Negroes who are talking about Russell Wilson, he ain't a lame, or him or Ciara are in the same class, and you know what you're talking about. These were the same people, Cool Breeze, these were the same people who, when they saw Russell Wilson, especially when he was with his first wife, which, okay, you can argue in some cases he may have been simping, because I mean, if you're going to the NFL, are you really getting married? Are you really getting married? Why would you do that? Anyway, you got the same people arguing that, especially when he was with his first wife, that, well, he's an educated lame, and he's a dork and a square, and it didn't matter how many tackles he took during his times when he was in Wisconsin. No, he's a lame. He's a dork. He's a Carlton. And he ain't a representative of the community. And that's why he got with that Becky, because he couldn't take a sister. Even as an NFL player, he wasn't able to get with a sister. So you know he's a lame, and he's a nerd. And these same people talking shit all about Russell Wilson. That is until he, for some reason, got with Ciara. And here's my theory on that. The fact that he was played by his first wife, if you don't know, his first wife cheated on him with, I believe, a couple of the members of the Seattle Seahawks locker room, including one Golden Tate, notably. And as a result, he was shipped away to the Detroit Lions, which, I mean, let's be honest, he's still in the league. He's still doing decent. But considering the fact that he was played to that degree, I think, and especially considering the atmosphere of the Seattle Seahawks locker room, or most NFL locker rooms, he needed to get clout back. And especially for the room of mediocre Negroes who were blasting Future and Slim Thug music all day, how are you going to get your clout back? How are you going to get respect in the locker room? How are you going to get these mediocre Negroes to respect your authority? You'll do it by dating, and I don't know why, but marrying and having kids, or having a kid with the kind of female that these mediocre Negroes lust after, being Ciara. That's what's up. That's what this is about. And to be honest, notice how ever since Russell Wilson has gotten in deep with Ciara, he hasn't been the same on the field. I mean, let's just call facts. I'm not dogging the dude, but I'm not saying he isn't a good quarterback. But for all you Seahawks fans, until he leaves Ciara, I wouldn't hold my breath on getting any sort of Lombardi trophies. Especially if Ciara leaves him. Oh, then you might as well just call it a day, dude. I mean, you might as well get used to the Rams, and even down the line, the Niners taking the NFC West and having 6-10 records and just being mediocre, which is what this is all about. Appealing to the mediocre Negro. And as sad as this is, I know Russell Wilson's never going to see this video, but if he does, I only have one thing to say to him. Dude, you can do better. Even with a sister. You can do a lot better. You're better off going back to Wisconsin and going to one of those Bible studies that they have. I'm sure they have a Bible study or a Christian club in Wisconsin in which you can find a black female who is a virgin, is a Christian, and she's likely African or Caribbean, but you can find one of those chicks, get with her, have your thing, date, say you're not having sex until marriage, and then get married, and then, yeah. I mean, right now, at this point, it's probably a bit more difficult than that since you're tight with Ciara because of a kid, but I'm just saying, if I was Russell Wilson, that's what I would have done. But hey, so is life. See Liffy. And everyone else out there, always bet on X.